Hello, Meow. I'm Master Tofu Flower and welcome to my crafting channel. I will post videos regularly, so please subscribe and turn on your notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Today, we will talk about colored ulushi. Colored ulushi is easy to learn but difficult to master. Not many crafters get this right. The knowledge of colored ulushi deserves a book written for it. In this video, I will teach you some basics of colored ulushi and how to prepare it. Colored ulushi is basically a mixture of ulushi and color pigment. The principle is similar to oil painting. Ulushi has a chemical reaction with oxygen, which causes polymerization, encasing the pigment and helping to maintain color vibrancy for years. Two of the most popular kinds of ulushi for this purpose are kijilo, an oil-free translucent ulushi, and shuai, which is kijilo mixed with linseed oil. Yes, it has linseed oil. As we've discussed in Lesson 1, ulushi cured to a brown color. This adds a darkish brown color to the cured colored ulushi. To make it more difficult, the coloration of cured ulushi depends on humidity, temperature, and the ulushi itself. This makes the control of color consistency extremely hard. Pigments are chemicals that selectively absorb a spectrum of light. For example, red pigment absorbs blue and green lights and reflects red light, so that your eyes can see the red color. To become a colored ulushi master, you must understand the pigments. There are numerous pigments throughout history. Each has different physical properties and behaves differently. Again, it can be written into a book. I will talk about some important properties. As always, safety first. Meow! Some historical pigments, such as mercuric oxide, lead carbonate, red lead, benzidine, are toxic. Most of them are banned in household produce, but you can still get them from art or ulushi supply store. I recommend avoiding those pigments. You do not want to get nerve damage or cancer. You must read the safety sheet and follow all the chemical safety precautions. Tinting strength refers to how much a color is altered with the addition of another color. Since ulushi cured to a brown color, pigments used in ulushi painting required an extremely high tinting strength to counter-effect the browning. Opacity is the covering power of the pigment. A more opaque paint is less affected by the underlayer than the more transparent paint. Both opaque and translucent pigments can be used in ulushi painting. Light fastness describes the resistance to fading when a pigment is exposed to light. Pigment with low light fastness will lose the color and the ulushi work will change to brown. Since ulushi lacquerwares are built to last, light-fast and permanent pigments should be used. Some pigments may affect the property of the ulushi or even react with the ulushi. For example, alkaline pigment that increases the pH will deactivate the enzyme in the ulushi, making it impossible to cure. Some pigments will change the curing rate of the ulushi. Most importantly, ulushi is weakly acidic, so pigments that are unstable in acid should be avoided in ulushi painting. Also, the pigment can affect the strength of the ulushi. The more pigment you add, the weaker the coat. In general, the ratio of pigment to ulushi should not be more than 1:1 by volume. There are numerous additives that can be used for colored ulushi. They can affect the texture, thickness, curing speed, and the color. Examples are tung oil, linseed oil, turpentine, and egg white. This might be too advanced for you at this stage. I will talk about this in future video. You can get pre-mixed colored ulushi from ulushi store. They are usually sold in two forms: baineli, which means concentrated, and nureru jotai, which means ready to use. Concentrated colored ulushi has a higher color to pigment ratio and the pigment is less likely to separate with the ulushi. you need to mix it with kijilo or shoai ulushi before use. You can get ro iro shiage, which means matte finish, or noritate shiage, which means gloss finish. Alternatively, you can mix your own colored ulushi. You can create a much larger color palette, and it will help you understand the pigments better. To make your own colored ulushi, you will need shoai or kijilo ulushi, an electronic weighing scale, pigment of your choice. I'm using Honshu by Okan. It is a quinacridone-based pigment. It is semi-opaque, light fast, and has strong tinting strength. It is very safe and good for beginner. Grinding tool. Buffalo horn or wooden grinder is traditionally used. You may alternatively use mortar and pestle or glass muller and grinding plate. A small container, empty paint tube, palette knife, a pair of pliers, adhesive tape, turpentine or white spirit for cleaning. Remember to wear your gloves and mask. Stay safe. Meow. Step 1. Weigh 16 gram, which is around 15 ml of ulushi and pigment. We are making a concentrated mix. Step 2. Fold the pigment into the ulushi with a spatula or a palette knife. Step 3. Transfer the paste to a small airtight container. You may seal the ulushi with cling film. Leave it there for 8 hours. Step 4. Pour the mixture onto a grinding plate. Thoroughly grind it with the grinding tool. My servant is grinding 5 ml at a time. Move the muller in a circular motion outward from the center of the paste. Use 2 hands and your body weight to aid in grinding. Spread the paste in a thin layer. Step 5. Once the paste is spread out, collect it back to the center. Then, repeat step 4 and 5 several times. The more paste is in contact with the surface of the plate and flat bottom of the muller, the smoother the paste will be. The more you grind, the softer it becomes. It takes at least 20 minutes to grind 5 ml of colored ulushi. Step 6. When it is nice and smooth, it is ready to be stored. Transfer the colored ulushi to the empty paint tubes. I've added a piece of tin foil at one end as a funnel. Step 7. When 2/3 of the tube is filled, close the end of the tube by pinching it with a pair of pliers and squeeze out the excess air. My servant has accidentally overfilled the tube. Step 8. Seal the end with adhesive tape. Fold the end several times using the pliers. Step 9. Finally, label the tube. Your concentrated colored ulushi is ready. Meow! Before use, you need to mix this concentrated ulushi with 1 part of shoai or kijilo ulushi and filter it with paper. I will show you how to do it in the next video. Next time, I will show you how to make kara nuri, which is one of the 4 traditional techniques of tsugaru nuri. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share our video to your friends. See you next time. Stay tuned. Meow.